is not only a human need, but I think it's a basic human right. Because all the persons who are bus riders, commuters, are the movers of our economy and contributors, to the development of our society. Let's not forget that. They are the movers of our society. And it's so sad because there's such a word, inutility, total irresponsibility and negligence of government. It is the public that has to now carry this burden. Whatever the problem is about transportation, this is actually the failure of government to provide this service. And yet, the public feels so helpless and feels so quiet. The countless hardships, inconvenience, torture, name it. The question that I hope that we can answer in this forum is, why is it that the bus operators are so afraid? Parang may nakasaksak na ice pick sa leeg. Bakit sila natatakot? Sila dapat nandito sa forum mo eh. Sila dapat nagsasalita dito eh. Ba't sila natatakot? Natatakot sa LTFRB, natatakot kay Tugade, natatakot sa DOTR, etc., etc. They are so scared. Samantalang tayo, wala naman tayong bus, wala naman tayong jeep. Pero tayo nagsasalita, mismo yung mga affected, mga concerned, hindi makalabas. Secretary Tugade, ayoko naman hamunin kayo dahil kayo naman nasa pwesto, ako naman hindi. Pero parang ayaw na ayaw ninyo buksan itong mga bus companies or yung mga operators, ayaw niyo silang buksan. At hayaan niyo silang bumiyahe. Parang sabi nila, ikaw na lang ang naiiwan na may ayaw. So ang tanong, bakit? Bakit nyo itatambak yung mga bus dun sa Bukawe, sa arena? Yung arena, maganda yan para sa mga sports events, mga whatever public affairs, that's happening there. Pero hindi po yan dinisign para sa 4,000 bus na gawing garahe yung arena na yan. Hindi po ganun ang pagkaalam namin. No? So I hope, Secretary, hindi ako naghahanap ng kaaway. Ako, I want to go to Baguio, riding in a bus, matutulog lang ako. Dahil po dito sa inyong patakaran, ako po, kailangan magmaneho. Sarili ko, I drive by myself to go up to Baguio. So please, you have to listen to us because takot na po sa inyo masyado yung bus operators, nahihiya o natatakot yung mga commuters at wala po silang pupuntahan. I am even calling out a bet. I said 100,000. Wala yata. I'll make it 2 million. Seriously. I'll make it 2 million pesos to let everybody from Secretary Tugade down to his last director in all the different agencies handling transport, please be bus riders or MRT, LRT riders every day of your lives because some people are doing that for the last 30 years. This is serious. So do that. You ride the transport, walang bodyguard, walang utusan na magpipila ng maaga para makakuha ng ticket. Wala. You just go through what the human beings, Filipinos, that are going through this every single day. Okay? I'm sure, pagkatapos ng 1 linggo, baka hindi ka pa umabot ng 1 linggo, suko ka na. Bitiw ka na. Di ba? Panalo ko, di ba? At 2 million, hinahamon ko na lahat kayo. Okay, sumakay kayo. Okay lang, matalo ko ng 2 million. Basta araw-araw. Gagawin niyo yan for 30 days. Transportation is not like a vacuum. Like it's only bus operators and bus riders. No, it involves drivers. It involves people selling puto, suman, chicharon, etc.
Yes.
It involves, canteen operators. It involves many, many others that are maybe in the underground economy that's surviving because of the
Yes.
transport sector. No? They're not just bus operators. So we have to look at those issues because right now I think there's only 10% of buses that are allowed to operate. So with that number of buses
Yes.
that are operating, that involves a good 50,000 bus drivers, conductors, etc.
Yes.
that are out of work. Are they not the transport sector? Are they not the ones running the buses, driving the buses? And these guys need also a place to rest, they need benefits, etc. That's another story. But the mere fact that to this day, for 2 years, they're not allowed to operate. You're not just killing bus operators who may have their own means or other sources of income, but bus drivers, some of them are making palimos. Some jeep drivers are making palimos to be able to feed their families. And some of them are selling maybe banana Q, selling other things, snack food, etc. And they have skills. These people have dignity. They have trabaho. Di ba? Kinatay mo yung kanilang negosyo, pagkatapos sila ngayon nagtitinda, maybe a degradation, no? As far as they're concerned, it's not to look down on people selling banana Q, but these are bus drivers. They have a skill. To begin with, that kind of a Grand Central Station type of a terminal is not a one-year project. It may be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years down the road. Government lost. I call it a loss. Trillions just because of this pandemic. We are not a poor country. Because if we were poor, the people who kurakot the money, the people who, despite the non-payment of the proper taxes of everybody, we still have resource, number one. Number two, have we even bothered to go to the international financial institutions who are willing to solve problems elsewhere? If you look at Jakarta, maybe Cape Town, South Africa, and other cities in the world, they're able to find ways to solve their transport problem. But if our transport agencies, are not looking that way, there must be some benefit by creating this mess. They're thriving in this mess. The messier it becomes, mas maraming kinikita nila. I would want all the jeeps to be e-jeeps, electric jeeps. But I'm not in favor of selling the jeeps to the jeepney drivers and operators. I'm not in favor of that. I would rather the government transact with the producers in whatever country to bring in the jeeps at cost. No tariffs, no duties, no customs, this, that, wala. Basta at cost. You ask the jeepney driver or owner to give you his jeep and give him a brand new jeep with no money involved. Now, he's going to get 3 years. No need to pay LTO. No need to pay for a license plate. He gave you his jeep. Patunaw na yung jeep na yan. He can keep his horses and he can keep his buntings and just give you this jeep, a whole jeep. And you give him an electric jeep. Now, how is government going to recover this? Number one, there's going to be almost zero pollution or, emissions from all these e-jeeps that are on the road. That being the situation, there's going to be less, if not almost no, hospitalizations due to upper respiratory ailments, asthma, this, that, whatever, because it's less polluted. Number three, the riders, the commuters, don't have to inhale all these fumes from the jeeps. Number four, You can sleep better because there are no harurot noises, because these Egypts are silent. So all the communities at night are going to be quiet and peaceful. Then the employees or the workers can now have good sleep, and the next day they wake up refreshed and they wake up ready to perform whatever duties they have in their workplaces. And to me, that is already bawing-bawi na ang gobyerno dyan. Hindi kailangan ng pera dyan. Bakit natin gusto kumita sa pagtitinda ng Egypt? Ibig sabihin, for public transport, wala na dapat kita dyan. Kunin nyo galing sa pabrika, dalhin dito, walang taxes, walang duties, bigay nyo na dun sa mga operator at driver ng jeep. Walang bayad. Ngayon, kung merong ibang negosyante na gustong bumili ng Egypt para sa negosyo niya, edi merong mga dealer, magtatayo na ng dealership dito yan. Katulad yan sa EDSA, ang dami-daming nagtitinda ng iba't ibang kotse, di ba? Pero hindi yon public transport. Halimbawa, kung ako gusto kong bumili ng Egypt, bumili ka sa dealer. Walang problema, hindi ko sinasabing huwag kayong kumita. Pero kung gagawin natin para sa public transport, bakit kailangan may kumitang opisyal, may kumita ito, taga sinong bibili, ganyan-ganyan, at meron pang duties and taxes? Bakit meron pa niyan? Ibibigay mo nga para sa kabutihan ng ating mga mamamayan. Yung nakikita natin kasi dito, hindi yan ang tamang example kung ano dapat ang subway. Hindi yan ang tamang example kung ano ang overhead walkway. Hindi, what we are experiencing, we are forced to accept that that's the right normal. It's not. That's only the good in the isip of somebody that didn't even think about where it's going to end, and they just wanted somebody to be able to cross the street. So it doesn't matter how high, how low, walang harang, ano yung mga ilang pong hakbang, wala silang pakialam dyan. But there is an international, acceptable, safe, convenient standard. Hindi lang sinusunod dito. Yan ang problema natin. Diba? So, if there is a proper study that's done, proper design, etc., don't worry. Hindi tayo mahihirapan. Kasi sa ibang bansa, mismo sidewalk, meron ngang goma para mag-guide yung mga hard of seeing, hindi sila makakita. So, yung susundan lang nila yung goma, alam nila kung saan kakaliwa, kakanan, at paano bumaba sa subway, di ba? So, hindi problema yon. Ang diferensya lang dito sa atin, yung nakikita natin halimbawa, palpak. So, kung palpak yan, number 1, may shortcut. Number 2, gusto magtipid. Kaya lagi may shortcut. So, yung budget nandyan, pero baka malaki yung lagayan. Hindi ko alam kung totoo yan o hindi. Pero yung end result is something that's not acceptable. The end result is you have regulatory agencies, you have inspectors, you have contractors that have to be responsible. If they're not complying, they should not even be paid to begin with. So you force them to comply. Or there could be a clause in the contract that if they accept a particular contract to make a road, bridge, subway, or train, or whatever it is, that the maintenance, they have to be responsible for. Because that way they won't cheat. Kasi kung sila ang magbabayad ng maintenance or sila ang mag-shoulder ng maintenance kasama sa kontrata, ayaw nila yung bulok ang materyales. Kasi mahal ang maintenance kung bulok ang materyales. In our setup, may bidding, lowest bidder. So para makuha yung bid, babagsak niya yung bidding para hindi na niya kaya talaga. Pero kasabwat na niya yung mag-i-inspeksyon para approve ng approve, binabayaran siya. Pag nasira yon, gobyerno naman na magbabayad ulit. But if there is a way by which the contractor himself will be responsible for the maintenance over a period of so many years, hindi man daraya sa materialis yan. Hindi bibili ng bulok na materialis yan. Dahil siya din ang mag-shoulder nung halaga nung maintenance diba? We need the economy to move. I found out from another forum that the penalty for a bus to run and he's arrested and the driver is arrested, is 1 million pesos per bus. Makatarungan ba yun?
Wow.
Makatarungan ba yan? Kung ang pinaparusa nyo sa kumpanya ng bus ay 1 milyon bawat bus, ibig sabihin, may katumbas na nakikinabang na para huwag tumakbo yung bus niya. Logic lang yun eh. Why are you gonna penalize a bus? 1 million pesos per bus for running while he has a franchise. And there is supposed to be an injunction right now. Pero, hinuhuli pa rin nila. So, ibig sabihin, kung ganyan kalaki ang parusa, merong katumbas na krimen yon. What is the crime of the bus operator? He has a valid franchise. It is regulated. Right? So, there's something wrong there. And how come nobody's attention is called? At yung mga nanghuhuli na yan, ano ngayon ang kanilang karapatan na humuli sa ganyang klaseng halaga ng penalty? Yun nga, bumabaril ng tao, hindi napaparusahan ng 1 million pesos eh. I think we're now in a situation where mahirap gisingin ang gising. All these transport officials, even if they're not transport management experts, they know what the problem is. There must be other underlying reasons why they're not doing their job. Because, let's extend it a little more. We have a health secretary that seems not to know much about health. You have a transport secretary that's looking at this mess, and obviously there's not much done unless they really tomorrow open up. But they can't do that either because those bus companies have to still spruce up their buses. They've been mothballed for 2 years. You want to help the transport sector, that means you want to help the commuters. You slit the necks of the transport sector, it's the commuters that have to suffer. That means transportation officials are totally oblivious to this. They cannot, there's two things eh. It's either they're so stupid, I'm sure they're not, or talagang mahirap gisingin ang gising. If you cannot understand and you cannot see the necessity, the need for a breathing spell. Because this is something that not the pandemic. It's not the pandemic's fault. It's the decision maker and policy maker's fault. So kayong mga pasahero, huwag po kayo mawawalan ng pag-asa kasi hindi po kayo nag-iisa. Ako po pasahero din.